the Ministry of Works and Housing presented a memorandum for the completion of the dualization of the Odukpani to Ikotekpene Road. And this is in relation to the section from Okuiboku power plant to Mbak, and that's about a 26-kilometer stretch. Council approved the award to Mrs. Sematech Nigeria Limited for 79.649 billion to be executed over 60 months. So this will help complete the dualization gaps between the one awarded to Julius Berger and the section awarded to CCECC. When this is done, motorists in that area will now have an option of a dual carriageway instead of the existing single carriageway. And this is in recognition of the heavy cargo that passes through that area from the south-south through to the north-central in Benue, through Katsina Ala, and through to the southeast to Abia. It's a very, very important trade link for the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
The rainforest area of Nigeria, mangrove area, very high water table, and rains like 7-8 months of the year. So when we awarded the first section from Odukpani to Itu, to Julius Berger in 2016, they could not move to site because of the limited budgetary provisions. So that slowed down work in that area, and they didn't move to site until 2018. And the second section, which was from Chainage 61, Mbak to Ikotekpene, was awarded in 2020 last year, February 2020. And we have had to mobilize some Sukuk resources to the area. Sometime last year, you might recall that I was there visiting with the governor. I actually went twice. And we focused first on the link road from Alesi Ugep area, because that was a very, very bad one. That one used to take like 3-4 days to traverse a 70-kilometer route. Now we have that under control. It's all motorable in the first phase to Udukpani, and that has reduced the journey time there to less than 2 hours from days. So again, it's a work in progress. We're still challenged by resources. What we can mobilize there, when you look at the contract amounts, about 54 billion, as you rightly pointed out, we have about 4 billion, 5 billion in the Sukuk. And if you look in the budget, this year's budget for the whole area, the amount approved by Parliament was 100 million. So again, we are hoping that we can fund this one because we've proposed it for this year's Sukuk. So these are the challenges that we face. We've mobilized the contractors now, is to keep them resourced and financed so that they can do the work, especially during the forthcoming dry season. So when you see the Minister of Finance talking about the deficit that needs to be financed by borrowing, this is what it's largely deployed to, but just not enough, because almost all of what was left undone for about 2 decades, we've inherited it, and we asked for the job and we commit to doing it.
Any other question?
Okay, so let me start. You know, I had this conversation with some people yesterday, and again, my understanding I will share. Nobody that I know in the transport sector rests easy during bad weather. Whether you're in aviation, whether you're in rail, whether you're in road transport, once there's bad weather, either it is snow, hurricane, heavy rainfall, tornado, nobody rests easy. It's a time when things change, flights can be cancelled, train schedules change, roads fail, and so this is our very, very difficult season as we go through the rainy season. And this is the context in which to locate Lokoja Kaba. It's a failure caused by nature and aging, and again, an opportunity to share with you what we have. We expect that these things will happen, but we don't know where they will happen every time. So we've been proposing that Nigeria should have an emergency provision in the works budget, but we haven't been successful enough. There must be a contingency, a sizable sum, because when we see failures, last year we had a problem like that in Kebbi where roads were washed away, and we couldn't respond because we didn't have the resources. But we will lean on FEMA. So the first thing to do always is the controllers in each state are the president's ambassadors and the ministry's ambassadors in those states. And we continue this interaction and education with them. Once these problems arise, go out there, acknowledge that you are a representative, and tell the people what you plan to do. There is a sense of relief that somebody steps forward to take responsibility. So our controller has responded, but I'm sure that they will go back there and communicate to the people of Kogi State what our response plan will be. We're already talking to FEMA. We're seeing resources that we can deploy. We're also talking to contractors in the area who we have contracts with, what stabilization and remedial efforts we will make there. Of course, we are diverting traffic to alternative routes. Well, traditionally, back in Lagos when I was governor, I think we used to provide about 5% of our capital expenditure as our contingency fund for emergencies, something between 3 and 5%, and it varies across the world.